Just talking nonsense. Really.
Well, on the other side of the rift, I mean, we've got Wrecked, and Spawn mentioned it already, the fact that this guy is a star mid laner from solo queue. I, in fact, interviewed Swiffer, and he said that if there's anyone that he'd be worried about going up against, it would be this guy. And he's only a sub for Avant. I want to understand how good Triple is, because this guy must be completely bonkers. But look, we're going through thick and fast on the bans here, ladies and gentlemen. Malphite going to be taken away. Trundle and Alistair to follow here for the Hellions. And on the other side of the rift, Rise, no surprises there, banned away from Ryu and Bomb. And Gangplank and Kassadin going to be removed. Second Kassadin ban we've seen so far, 2 games in a row.
Yeah, the Rise ban is something that you definitely agree with. Kassadin is an interesting champion choice for a ban, but we've gone straight in with our first pick here for Hellions.
Yeah, going to be the Ezreal locked away here as the Hellions take that one. Frey going to be picking that one up in the bottom lane. I was expecting more of like the Lucian on the side of Frey. He has been playing a heck of a lot of that champion. Of course, formerly a mid laner, subbed in for the squad. Of course, hasn't been away from the team for quite that long, but we'll see what happens. As AV, they got a lot of options here. There's Malaz hovering over his signature pick in the top lane, which is the Cassiopeia.
Look,
things are different in OCE. I love it.
Keep in mind, again, Malphite banned away from Malaz, something that we would actually expect. He knows that Malphite is a very strong champion. He should be defaulting back to a tank.
Yep.
So don't let the hover fool you, of course. Keep in mind as well, with the first pick from the Hellions, that Ezreal could be flexed to that middle lane as well.
Yes, it could. Well, it is going to be the Tahm Kench and the Rek'Sai taken away. Of course, Rek'Sai, a lot of priority on this champion. And Shelby is no stranger to it either. Able to get that early pressure down if he needs to. I'm surprised he didn't go for the Lee Sin. Love Shelby's Lee Sin. If there's ever a champion that's going to go in, it's a Lee Sin in the hands of Shelby.
He's also quite good on the Nidalee as well.
Exactly, yeah.
But of course, they've locked in that Rek'Sai. Very strong champion. Suits the patch quite nicely. Gives you engage options. Good map control, where vision is also a little bit waning.
That's a good point.
Early game because you've got the Tremor Sense. Tahm Kench also very good with that. Super tank, can work around lane swaps, can work around 2v2s, 1v1s, it doesn't matter. Tahm Kench can do it all.
He certainly can. From the top lane or from the support position as well. Love the flex picks. Need them all the time. As Bomb, he's not flex picking. I mean, I don't think we're going to see a Zed anywhere other than the mid lane unless Cookie wants to do something very interesting.
He'd go in Nivea or something to that extent, really.
Yeah, well, Poppy's going to be locked in, of course. Was banned away for 1 game, but has been largely overlooked here in the OPL. And we'll see. I don't know whether Denian's been putting in much practice on the old Poppy, but if that's a flex pick, it can go a few different ways.
There is a chance that Ryu, of course, takes Poppy into that top lane.
I think more of a chance.
We'll go with a pretty high chance.
Yeah.
Considering it is Denian, of course, the very low practice support AD carry player.
Yep.
Would be surprised if he doesn't default to something such as the Janna, or to that extent, let him play passive and kind of do what's required.
Is that in his MO? Come on, we've seen Denian play. Look, passive is never something you attribute to that guy.
Denian is an AD carry. It's not in his MO to be passive. Denian as a potentially unconfident support, I would hope defaults to passive for the sake of more than just him.
Well, we'll see. See what happens. As on the other side of the rift, Blind Turkey is going to get his signature Thresh there in the bottom lane. And Destiny, we had him on the desk yesterday, and the guy told us that, yes, Lucian is going to be the champion that I'd want to be playing. Of course, put in a lot of practice on that one. Moved over from the support position, of course, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see how he goes as he debuts in the AD carry. We saw not a lot of Fiora. She was banned away the last 2 games, but it's now hovered from Frey. And we'll see what the Hellions do to round out their comp. And what are you looking for, Rusty, as far as what they need?
Well, I'm looking at Fiora and Anivia probably being their last 2 options. Okay. We've seen both hovered. I know that Bomb, for a fact, is a phenomenal Anivia player.
Yep.
Schools pretty much everybody he plays against when he's playing that champion, so hopefully goes towards that. He can play all control mages, has a pocket Riven, is a Riven mid-main.
Interesting.
Or was for quite some time, so Ramice would be a good fan of him, you'd imagine.
Well, we'll see. The Anivia is going to be locked in, though. Rusty, the prophet himself, is going to get that one right, and time's ticking down. Fiora is going to be the next option, so Ryu going to be taking the carry into the top lane. Malaz going to have to deal with that as this Tahm Kench. See whether it's going to be enough. And Wrecked, man, this is going to be an explosive mid lane as he's going to take LeBlanc into the bird. And I say explosive mid lane, I mean, then I realize that this is an Anivia. So still, it's not necessarily explosions, is it?
No, not at all. What I will say is that once you hit around the level 6 mark, Wrecked trying to kill Anivia, it's a lot more possible, but it's quite unrealistic. Anivia's not really fighting you in that direction. What I like about this, though, is you can go for the Frost Queen's claim as the LeBlanc and work around the map and rotate and basically roam. You're not stuck dealing with Bomb on this Anivia, who's going to be looking more towards scaling and wave clearing just to get him to a point of power where the LeBlanc can't actually touch him. So it's an okay mid lane. It's different goals basically behind each of these champions.
Yeah, the thing I really like about Avant is they have a lot of ability to move around the map. Of course, they have the teleport in the hands of Malaz, but they also have that Abyssal Voyage that they can take. Void Rush is there as well in the hands of Chelby, so they can be very maneuverable. You've already spoken about the fact that LeBlanc has no trouble zipping around the Rift, and they have lanterns available as well if Turkey wants to help anyone out. So I like how flexible Avant is, but we'll see whether it's going to be enough, because it's very difficult to break the siege of an Anivia. But, ladies and gentlemen, if you think Hellions are going to take this one, get on Twitter, use that hashtag HLNwin, or if you think Avant Garde, sort of, I was going to say veterans of the OPL, but I don't even know whether it's the case with this brand new roster, but use that hashtag AVWin if you think that they're going to be able to take this one. But honestly, I think either of these teams could take this one, and we may have our first 3-game series.
Well, we don't know what to expect from either of these teams. We need to see them talk with actions on the Rift. And find out who really is that dominating force between Hellions, who have their gaming house, and their Koreans.
And I like it. Cookie already representing his brethren with the SKT, Lee Sinskin. Very cool stuff. And look, as it shook out with that draft, it is going to be Denian on the Poppy as support in the bottom lane.
Yeah, it's going to be that Poppy. I think Poppy support is underrated at the moment, at least in our drafting phases in the OPL.
Yep.
Ridiculous support at the moment. The utility behind the ultimate, the utility behind the W is just ridiculous. One thing that you will note, guys, is that pinging will be quite a big factor when you have 2 Koreans into a new team.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Primary form of communication. Saying that, Avant are just... You guys need to calm down.
Yeah, chill out. Chill out, guys. You don't need to be doing this.
One ping. You're in voice comms.
Yeah, just say you're going there. Jeepers. But the other thing I want to talk about is the fact that Jake mentioned it briefly, the fact that Ryu now going to be picking up the shot calling here for this side, does speak both Korean and English, so you can tell Denian where to go, as well as Frey and Bomb and Cookie making their way over from Korea. Not going to be in the dark about how to set up the game, and we'll see how it differs from T-Gun's shot calling. Of course, T-Gun all about like let's group up and like dominate stuff as a team, whereas Ryu probably a little bit more calculating in his play, wants to be able to split push, control his minion wave, sort things out that way, and we'll just see how it differs from the former style of these guys and whether it's going to unlock Ryu to get a little bit more of that that financial backing from the minions.
Yeah, absolutely could do that for him. It also could do the exact opposite, where Ryu's spending so much emphasis and time on trying to shot call, potentially in 2 different languages, to the point where he's ruining his own laning phase and sacrificing himself by having to do that and focus elsewhere.
That's a good point. These untested mid laners, this is going to be such an exciting matchup to see whether Rekt, you know, the prodigy from Oceanic solo queue, or whether it's going to be the Korean import in Bond, is going to be able to take this one down. And already sung Bomb's praises, but haven't seen too much out of Rekt, apart from hearing things, whispers from interviews and whatnot, about how good this guy is. Oh, there's the heroic charge. Destiny taking a lot of damage, but the hook comes down onto Frey. Level 2 hit on both sides. A nice trade back there as Blind Turkey able to get things done.
Aggressive from Destiny, but just as aggressive from Denian. As Frey honestly being almost a non-factor in that particular trade, and they still come up even for it. Goes to show the merit of Poppy's support is well and truly there, as he does damage.
And he's still Denian as well. That's what I love about it. Well, Cookie making his way around, not going to find the stun. Nice use of the distortion from Rekt. It just goes straight back to it. Doesn't want to get out of this action at all. And nice play already from the AV mid laner.
He got slowed by the Q and didn't get stunned. So Bomb not actually pulling the trigger on the stun. I think he was making the assumption that it was going to miss, and I thought I was as well. Interesting stuff. Chelby going to find Ryu here in the top lane, looking for the knock-up. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Rekt going to miss the chain. Decoy going to get popped there. This Bomb gets a lot of damage down. The Ignite was used by Bomb with little to no kill chance on that LeBlanc, who's going to have to hang around in laning phase, and I kind of like it for that exact purpose. If Rekt went back right now, he wouldn't be able to buy anything. That's true. So he has to stay. And Bomb now has control of this lane because Rekt has no potions left.
Ooh,
and Cookie's here.
Yeah, looking to make his way in. Wrecked might be able to go back. Does get out of there. Wall comes in. Bomb looking for it. There's the flash forward. Makes sure that he gets the stun. And Cookie going to help him lock down first blood. Bomb already rolling. Bad news for AV.
Definitely bad news. And Anivia getting first blood this early in the game sings some bad songs for the future of Avant's team fighting. Cookie is well and truly focusing on this middle lane, trying to get the Anivia going, and has proven to be successful thus far.
Yeah, and Rek just not pulling the trigger on the flash there either. Probably something that he wanted to do. Denny not going to be able to find the stun as another hook comes in. We've seen this one before, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
This time, Hellions are going to win the trade. So far, things going well for what was going to be a questionable bottom lane here for Hellions, just because Denny, not exactly the support main that we're expecting on this squad in T-Gun, but holding his own.
What I will say, though, is that transitioning from AD to support, probably one of the easiest things that you will ever do.
That's a good point.
As a player, because you're just so familiar with the lane. The dynamics of a 2 versus 2 is the hardest thing for people to transition to if they are jungler or a solo laner. So, Denian, he's in his natural habitat.
That's true. That's true.
Whether it be
wait. Isn't that natural habitat should be in the middle of a team fight, right?
Well,
the Denian way.
It doesn't matter what role you are, though.
Yeah, that's true. You can
like
get there.
Birthplace or something.
Yeah, good point. I was just trying to like fit in being a jerk.
I was not even being a jerk.
No, I was.
What? How are you fitting in?
No. I was trying to fit that in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, wasn't fitting in. Obviously, it didn't work. As Rekt is going to be able to take the blue buff, as we do our very best to transition away from that particular conversation. Yeah, I'm just play-by-playing what we're saying. It's not going well. Shelby looking for Cookie, though, in his own jungle. Going to find him there. Tremorsense going to help him out. As Blind Turkey going to secure himself a pink ward. Destiny making his way back into the lane. Down by about 10 CS, but Frey, he'll need to back off as well, and there'll be a minion wave there for Destiny to farm. Rekt doing well in the farm factor.
I would like to point out that Rekt got given the blue buff as well. We did see him take that a little bit earlier. A very big deal.
Yeah.
I will say, blatantly, in this middle lane, getting the blue buff at level 5, which unfortunately Bombs just tick 6, so lane control out the window, you would have to say for Rekt, until he hits that margin himself. Is going to be able to farm, though, because he can use the Q with that blue buff to hit minions. He's able to use his spells to stay in the lane.
Yeah, Rio as well, taking the grasp of the Undying here for some lane staying power against Malaz. Oh, procs the Vital there as well on this Fiora, and we'll see how he goes in this top lane.
So far, so good.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, Shelby looking to make his way in here. Does get stunned up immediately, and you've got Cookie making his way over. Sonic Wave not going to find the mark. ZV, don't lose too much from that. Surprised Shelby didn't pull the trigger as... Oh my god!
Yeah.
That's a lot of damage. Mimic Distortion comes out. I think that was Rekt just being angry. The fact that he did so much damage.
It did. Of course, Bomb has the Ignite back available now, so the aggression that you'll see, again, from the level 6 Anivia, doesn't directly win you the lane, but it supplements your power tenfold to the point where your laning phase becomes a lot more cruisy against Rekt on this LeBlanc. And really, this is the situation where Cookie doesn't have to focus mid lane anymore if he doesn't want to. He can actually work on bottom or top lane, pick wherever he wants to get fed, and he's already basically caressed Bomb into this stage of self-sufficiency.
Oh, that was a beautiful sentence, Rusty. Shelby, though, going to spot a ward out and actually going to aggro these Raptors first as Cookie is going to make his way back from base. Looks like Shelby will be able to lock this one down unless Bomb can do anything about it. Not going to happen. And so far, Shelby been farming up a storm on this Rek'Sai. Oh, Blind Turkey looking for it on Frey. A dangerous hook to go for underneath the turret. Just trying to stop him from farming out just a little bit.
Yep. Every hook matters.
Exactly right. But Destiny and Blind Turkey doing okay. Behind about 6 in this lane. Oh, Rekt going to make his way over. Lands the chain here onto Bomb, who doesn't have a lot of mana. Maybe pulled that one back a little bit quickly, but Rekt possibly just wanting to make sure that the minions stayed off the tower for a little bit longer.
It's still Bomb going to base, so using all of his spells was kind of just to send the message to cement the fact that he's recalling. Can't be greedy for that extra wave, or would run the risk of losing a lot more health and maybe getting egged.
Yep.
Bomb, so does make sure that his lane opponent goes to base here, Rekt. Nothing to be seen from it though, of course.
Yeah, just going to continue farming out this wave. 61 to 58 now in favor of Rekt. Nicely done, Cookie. Not going to find the Sonic Wave onto Chelby, who is starting a bit of an invade here on the blue buff.
He's a level behind here, Cookie. Chelby's done very well farming the jungle. Look at the difference between the two right now.
Huge. Barmy Cinder here as well, so a bit of extra health for Chelby. Bomb going to help Cookie out, securing this blue buff. There we are, able to lock that one down. Glacial Storm even going to be enough. Didn't even need the E.
I was very concerned because Cookie's red buff was ticking on it.
Scary stuff.
The Anivia does get that blue buff, and this is where the laning phase becomes near too oppressive for a LeBlanc to deal with. Working towards the Frost Queen's claim, of course, should start looking to roam. The problem there is you have to try and deal with the wave clear that Anivia constantly puts on top of you.
Yeah, that's going to be hard.
Minions everywhere.
And already losing a little bit. Blind Turkey. I'm going to hook that minion. May have wronged him previously, not entirely sure. Could have been what he was aiming for, but I have a feeling it was one of the Hellions members, but doesn't find him. ZV continue to shove forward. Cookie hasn't been looking towards this bottom lane too much. Now coming from base, we'll see whether he does head down there. Chelby in the area as well, as Malaz might eat Ryu here. Doesn't go for the nom.
Couldn't.
Yeah, as Ryu was able to use the riposte quite nicely. Oh,
he
wanted to eat him then, but pesky minion got in the way. Little bit unfortunate, but he's doing well in this lane as Malaz. Going towards what looks like the Dead Man's Plate first. Bomb looking for the E. Doesn't get the stun. As Rekt gets out of the way of potential engage.
10 CS as well in the middle lane with this one crashing on the turret. Bomb is harassing aggressively, I will say. Knows that he's not in danger because look at Cookie.
Oh my goodness, that burst damage was ridiculous. Sonic Wave not going to land, but Rekt, he ain't going to want to go back to that lane too soon. Shelby, he's going to get there for him.
This is the problem.
Exactly right. He's not going to want to put his face into this one. Just have to watch these creeps die and continue. Oh, Cookie finds his way in, just kicks him in the face underneath the inner turret. Doesn't care. Chelby looking to try and make his way around. The wall's there. Chelby does have the flash. Going to land at least the Q, but can't follow through. And Hellions 2-0 now.
And one more time, both kills have been onto this mid lane Rekt. The substitute for Triple Cheese. Not making a fantastic start to his debut here into the OPL. But it's the Korean capitalization right there.
It's the best friends club, man. I feel like we're watching, you know, old school Spooks and Swiffer.
Yeah. It's the closest you'll get to Spooks and Swiffer in the current OPL.
Oh, the hook lands. Culling comes out as well as Denian tries to use the W just to make sure that no one could dash in front of Frey. It's a decent amount of harassment, though. A lot of backpings come out here as the Dragon looks to be the option for AV. They're sick of their mid laner just getting picked on by this duo. They'll try and do something about it. See LeBlanc just waiting in the wings, looking to set up for something. As far as the gold lead is concerned, 600 you can see in the mid lane. Bomb well and truly ahead on that front. But as far as a losing lane is concerned, Rekt definitely keeping himself in at only 6 CS behind.
Oh, wow. Boots of swiftness for Bomb here on this Anivia.
I like it. He's pretty slow for a bird.
Yeah, he's got the chains from the LeBlanc, the tongue from the Tom Kench. Rek'Sai's got a bit of slow in there as well as the Thresh Place, so there's a lot of merit to having the Boots of Swiftness. Also just very cost efficient.
Yeah, and also like having Boots 3 when you're so slow, it's just good news.
Yeah.
Like you see Rekt doesn't want to use the distortion. Has to there, takes a lot of damage back as, gets it thrown out. Nice use of the Flash Frost, but Chelby can't really do too much to affect this.
It's funny, because Cookie can just sit in this middle lane right now and hold Bomb's hand. It is what he's doing, to be fair, effectively. But what it means, Rekt can't lane. They will start to take turrets, and even when Chelby comes to this lane, they can't stop this from happening.
No. And now Denian's here as well.
Yeah.
Just ridiculous. Well, Rekt has an opportunity now to potentially get himself some farm back as Bomb's going to just cruise his way through the jungle. Chelby going to be unseen at the moment, taking his red buff. Thankfully, Rekt hanging around. Chelby now going to be able to at least secure this. And Malaz may be the next port of call to this Hellions roster. Yeah, I'd be scared too, Rekt.
Walks him all the way back to that turret. You respect.
Exactly.
It's dangerous. Again, Frost Queen's claim, it is completed for Rekt. He has the capabilities to leave the middle lane and impact elsewhere. You've seen him start to try weasel his way out of mid, but every single time that he does, Bomb clears that wave just that little bit quicker. Top lane, you're going to see a bit of interaction, but there's not going to be any kills. Bottom lane, they're hitting the heck out of each other, but Ezreal's just trying to scale.
Yep.
So again, we've been talking about mid a lot, and that's because that's where the junglers are focusing primarily. It's also where the biggest discrepancy lies in this early game.
Definitely. Now only 11 CS, but you can see that extra kill. Going to be working wonders here for Bomb. Didn't get an assist on the last one underneath the turret there that Cookie managed to get, so it's good news here for AV as far as keeping that mid lane matchup even as possible. Laz, though, does have the Senpai cape, eats himself a Fiora who takes a lot of damage. Grasp of the Undying helping out. He's going to have to use himself the riposte in order to help. Oh, another Death Sentence lands onto Frey, though, as they're trying to make their way in. So much damage as Denian doing the best he can to help his teammate. That is a lot of burst. Frey will have to move back away from this turret now. Shelby trying to protect. Oh, okay, Denian not going to find Destiny with that one. Oh, another hook lands. Denian might be in trouble. Flayed back. Really nice play from Blind Turkey as the heroic charge comes in. Destiny, one more auto attack. The heals there. The flash forward. Destiny's going to grab it. He's going to die, though. Probably not worth. As, man, they were so low already. Blind Turkey forced to move out of the way. Shelby coming down. Cookie following very quickly, though, as there's a bird that they have to be very careful of.
They definitely do. Of course, the Anivia with the Rod of Ages. Ezreal and Poppy in that bottom lane. Denian's dying wish, essentially, by knocking Destiny into that wall, was that Frey can get something from it, as they're looking at top lane to dive.
Yep, Ryu does have the riposte, but now it's on cooldown, looking for the grand challenge as Malaz, he's got the grey health, he'll be fine, and Rekt says, finally, I've got a kill, 16 minutes into the game. Nicely done from AV, 300, 400 odd gold.
Bomb, you need to be careful here, buddy. There's at least 2 there.
I ain't too worried. Glacial Storm's going to be enough to stop Shelby, but you're right. He's playing confidently, one could say.
Could definitely say that. And rightly so.
Oh, yeah. Frey, though, does have the Iceborne Gauntlet now built up, looking towards that Manamune that he only needs to complete the recipe on. Hellions now just clearing out Vision. You can see the mid lane still the focus for this team.
Dragon as well. Probably going to be a point of contention here for Avant. Looking like they want to fight for it. Of course, the Lucian having a relative power spike in comparison to that of the Ezreal. Yep,
30% CDR now built up with the Essence Reaver and the Zeal. Shelby looking to try and find someone. Can't tunnel in on top of the W of the Poppy. Is Cookie just going to start up his red buff?
Poppy's utility is just so strong. It stops the Blanc's damage, it stops the Rek'Sai, it stops the Thresh Hook from going in, it stops the Lucian dashes from getting out as well. So timing on that from Denian is going to be very pivotal in the team fights in this game. The question is, how long are we going to wait? Another hook, Turkey.
Yeah, hook lands. There's the box. Frey has to use his dash to get out. The Culling's going to get stopped, though, as the ultimate comes in. Nice lantern from Blind Turkey. As the True Shot Barrage is going to tag Destiny. Denian, he's going to get caught up as Cookie finds at least the Q onto Blind Turkey. Can he follow it? No, he can't, as Shelby's going to make his way in. Malaz wants to eat himself a Lee Sin as Denian's going to die. Flash has to be used as the flash forward. The stun comes in. Nom nom, and Lee Sin might be dead. Destiny's going to grab it with the Light Slinger passive. Exactly the right amount of damage. Feels good as Shelby, of course, is not finished. Frey will have to dash out of the way, and look, could be a turret falling down as Bomb is having some free time in the mid lane.
That was the biggest combination of unfortunate events that happened. We're going to see what happened in the middle lane, I believe, as it looks like Rekt gets completely and aptly named Rekt. Yeah, I didn't want to say it. But of course, there you go. That's the kill. What happened in the bottom lane, though, was Poppy used the ultimate. Yep. Knocked up the Lucian at the same time as the Sonic Wave was going out to kill him.
Oh, no.
And he's untargetable when he's in that, so unlucky play and a bit over-aggression, overstayed their welcome in the bottom lane. They pay for it as Avant. They get the kills, they get the dragon.
Yeah, second dragon goes over to Avant. So in the end, they do have a 600 gold lead, but you can see there's a lot of pressure here in the mid lane. 176 CS on bomb, and that Rod of Ages stacking up. Cross Queen's Claim going to be finished soon as well, and nobody's going to be able to get away from this bird, the Swifty bird, as it were. Bomb just going to throw out a few spells, and the beauty of this is the fact that if AV get to a point where they're ahead, the Fed member of this Hellions lineup is the Anivia. So if you want to stall out a game, get to a point where you're ready to fight, feeling pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a very real chance that Hellions, even if they are behind, can hold on to this game. A lot of it's going to come back to...
see you, Harold.
Well, Harold. A lot of this is going to come back to the blue control, I think.
Yep.
Making sure that Anivia can maintain that mana pool, as it's not a tier of the goddess Anivia. It is essential that with this build, Bomb gets these blues. And of course has been so far. Just had a blue, just got another blue. Reinvigorated.
Well blued is the bird. One thing I want to talk about is the fact that you're mentioning power spikes, and Destiny has grabbed himself 40% cooldown reduction, the Boots of Lucidity and the Essence Reaver.
Yeah,
Rapid Fire Cannon. He's feeling really good as far as being able to dash around these fights is concerned, assuming Denian's not going to be on top of him. And that's where all of their money's gone. So Destiny had him on the desk yesterday. He was confident in his rookie's play, but looks like this one, a lot of onus going to be on one of their veteran players now moving over to a different role. We'll see whether he can carry things through. Chelby, speaking of veterans, moving into the enemy jungle to get the vision down. Not going to get it for very long, but at least applying pressure.
Deadman's played as well, the item of choice for Chelby. Super tanky.
Oh, yeah.
Goes very, very fast. Also can make a lot of impact on this map as they've put Ezreal into that top lane now. They've got Ryu in the bottom lane, but Avant have matched it.
Yeah, Malaz's going to be answering. Tiny little wall goes up. Rekt is going to be able to distort over the top of that as the Siege looks to be coming in from the Hellions. Blind Turkey waiting in the wings, wants to be able to grab a hook, but he's standing on a ward. That's a bit sad. Finds it.
It's alright, he knows.
Yeah, knows now anyway.
They didn't have Ezreal also, Hellions, so they've now got their Ezreal in that middle lane. If they want a Siege, now is the time. Malaz, no teleport, Ryu does.
Oh, that is a big deal. Malaz, at the moment, is needed down here just to try and hold on to this turret. Oh, stun not going to land on a Chelby. He just takes some tunnels, gets himself to safety. Death Sentence not going to find Denian or Bomb at the moment.
Good control.
Yeah. Destiny just clearing out the minion wave as he can. Nice piercing light. A little bit off kilter there. He's going to make his way around. Stun lands onto Blind Turkey. The Q's there as well from multiple players. Oh, he gets spooked at the same time. Hate that.
Rek'Sai's in.
Yeah. Hey, Shelby. Very aggressive Void Rush, but at least that's a way of getting back to the lane. Look, Bomb going through his minion.
He's definitely there.
Yep.
What I am concerned about, though, here for Avant is if they get poked one more time. One more is all it'll take, and Hellions can find opportunities to get in. Their saving grace is that Malaz, both of his summoner spells, are up reasonably soon.
Oh, the wall, only just missing Chelby there, who would have had to very hurriedly tunnel his way out. Ryu going back to base. See what he decides to finish up. Looks like a Black Cleaver is going to be option number 2 after the Hydra has been completed. Decided to go straight for the Ravenous, not even building the build path of the Titanic, which we've been seeing just a little bit.
Interesting decision. Of course, he's fine. His laning phase, he was farming decently well. In fact, I would say he was almost winning it in a few of those trades up until the point that Rekt went top lane. But of course, Rekt going there almost out of necessity, and his item build is very efficient, but also very, very squishy.
Oh yeah. Oh,
this
Blind
tower
Turkey just
is
missing out.
Gone.
Yeah, so done. The Siege from Hellions doing work. Rekt going to find his way in. There's the Abyssal Voyage as well as AV. They've had enough. They want to make something of this. And Ryu might even be able to take the turret off it because the disengage was successful.
Yeah, Malaz using his ultimate to get there. Didn't use the teleport to get back to that bottom lane. Could be a mistake here from Avant and cost him at least one objective. Hellions aren't done.
Yep, turret is going to go down. Malaz wants to try and get onto Ryu here, but not going to make his way over. And that's 2 Swift turrets now for Hellions, pushing themselves into the lead as far as that gold is concerned by about 1,000. The pressure continues, and it's just building now. And this is very controlled play out of Hellions. They are slowly but surely whittling down AV, and it's going to get to the point where more of these sort of, I guess, desperation plays are going to come out from the team. And I have a feeling it looks like Hellions are poised to punish this.
Yeah, it's incredibly slow, simple play here from the Hellions lineup. Avant, they are focusing a lot of their efforts towards vision control at the moment. Most likely looking towards the Dragon as well, as in 30 seconds, number 3 will be there. Yep. And look at their vision on the bottom side of the map. They know exactly what they want, and that's 5 Dragons.
Well, we'll see whether they can secure it. Of course, Chelby has been known to smite a few things away in his time. And he's ahead by about 57 jungle camps, which is huge news for AV, but he has to utilize it. There's a Dead Man's Plate, now a Spectre's Cowl, as well as those Swifty Boots is in. Going fast is something that he can do. Blind Turkey standing on top of a pink ward that for some reason he couldn't see. Death Sentence lands onto Hookie. Hookie? Cookie. As Blind Turkey, he's just going to explode. The culling comes in. Bomb takes a lot of damage. Ryu does have to be careful, Grand Challenge, but that's a nice hook. Oh my goodness, almost dies as Ryu has to flash out of the way. AV team fighting quite nicely as Blind Turkey somehow surviving. Destiny now playing very far up, but the health bars are going low. Oh, that hook didn't land onto Frey, unfortunately. Cookie makes his way and he's able to take down Blind Turkey right in the backline. Shutdown comes in as Bomb secures that kill, and AV, they're on the ropes and they have to run away. Hellions, they'll be able to secure the Dragon. We'll see if they can get any more, but it's a nice team fight for them. Oh, Rex able to pick up Denny, and Frey does end up outplaying him afterwards, but it was close. Ryu decides, okay, I'll take an inhibitor turret.
He actually teleported for that. He flashed out of the fight. Oh, he teleported in. He's going mid lane. They've got 2 members here for him.
Yeah.
Shelby's fast.
Oh, the tongue's not available. Ryu able to dishy-dashy away.
So that particular Dragon fight all came down to Hellions getting the initial damage before it turned back around in almost Avant's favor. Watch the initial. We didn't actually see the initial fight here. It was a Lee Sin kick, and that was a great cleanup initiation there from Cookie. Gets into the backline as the rest of Hellions then work towards the damage dealers of Avant. Pick up the Lucian, and things just start to go real well for this Hellions team. Bomb's still getting these blues.
Yeah. And Bomb's just a monster. We mentioned the fact that, you know, it could be Bomb gets ahead, and it's all she wrote. And I am beginning to understand exactly why that'd be stated. It's Chelby. Yeah, get out of my lawn, says to Cookie. Is Destiny going to get delivered himself a red buff? Successfully. Sonic Wave not going to be able to find anything there. But AV on the ropes most definitely. Behind about 2,000 gold. Nothing to write home about, but it's this pressure. It's thinking like, how do we get back in? This is what Avant's asking themselves, is what can we do about this team comp? Because straight up 5v5, it's just looking really, really scary. And even when Blind Turkey is landing these amazing hooks, and they're getting amongst things, dodging out of the way of abilities,
yeah,
just looking more and more difficult.
I mean, Ryu's split pushing religiously right now. Just working around Malaz on this Tahm Kench and keeping him at bay, essentially making sure that he's always hanging around where the Fiora is. He doesn't even really fight Tahm Kench all that often either.
No.
He just keeps him there, and this gives a lot of time because Hellions, with the Anivia, are superb at actually zoning people away from objectives and 4v4ing.
Well, Bomb takes a huge burst there from Wrecked as Blind Turkey finds Denny, and the culling goes down. Box is there, but not going to get procced onto anyone. Denny channels the ultimate, says, see you later, pack of minions.
I like how he stood still as well. He's like, come at me.
Flash hook lands onto Bomb. That's the target they were looking for, as they might be able to get the egg. They do. Denny very, very low here as he does have the W active. Malaz right in the back line. Egg's about to come back up. Destiny in a whole lot of trouble, but Denny's going to fall down. Malaz still in the front line being a boss, but Ryu, he's going to get exhausted at the beginning. He wants to clean this fight up, but Cookie's going to get hooked, and it's a 2-for-1.
A lot of effort goes towards getting Bomb down. Danny was, of course, standing in front, taking a lot of the brunts, and naturally goes down for his troubles. Blind Turkey, twice in a row, though, hits these clutch hooks They egg him. And look at the emphasis on bomb, though, from all of these guys. Frey and Ryu are just free hitting. Super close to almost getting the Fiora passive on the egg, too, by the way. Yeah. Potentially could have kept him alive as Malaz throws himself to the death chamber in an effort to keep bomb down. And it's not ideal when Frey is online now with this Ezreal.
Well, Ryu's actually going to be able to fall to Rekt as we get back into the game. So AV finding that one as well. The turret, of course, fell down after that as AV were very, very low. But yeah, without their top laner for 40 seconds, Baron is the call from Avant. They clear out the vision. AV, they're going to start this one up. They've got a fair bit of damage. We'll see whether the four-man squad of Hellions will be able to stop this. We've seen Baron fights go very, very wrong.
Keep your eyes on the Anivia and Ezreal.
Yeah, True Barrage has gone through Malaz. He's going to eat up his grey health. Hellions successfully stopped this Baron.
They also want to go mid. There's a big stack of minions in the top lane for Hellions. They can potentially poke the middle lane inhibitor down, force some rotations, and they've got Ryu with teleport up in 5 seconds.
Yeah, back successful. AV have made their way back towards their inhibitor. You can see Destiny still in the top lane though. Rekt will need to use the distortion to try and clear out this wave before it gets to the inhibitor.
Ryu is trying to fight Destiny. Goes straight down to Rekt, does a lot of damage there on that LeBlanc with the Q. Rekt still hurts.
Oh yeah.
He's been able to farm. He's found himself 3 kills so far. He's very close to matching that of Bomb on this Anivia. Hard to compare though when Anivia defines a different purpose.
Yep. You can see now Destiny, massive amounts of farm as he picked up that huge wave in the top lane. Cookie holding on to the red buff, decides that he probably wants to give it to his AD carry. Blind Turkey looking for Bomb. The hook goes out. Bomb able to dodge out of the way. Chain not going to land as well. Whoa. Yeah, that Flash Frost traveled very, very, very slowly, and Rekt was just watching this massive amount of damage head towards his face.
This is going to hurt. This is going to hurt. This is going to hurt.
Yep. Ow, 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 ow.
It's as simple as that, though, right? Hellions, they can work around Bomb. He dodges one hook, turns it around, and in what is essentially a 1 versus 3 positioning-wise, comes out and pokes Rekt down to half health instantly.
Yeah.
They've got Ryu, who's just going to split until the game ends, I think.
I think so, too.
And they've got a poke comp with a siege flavor to it.
And in
the other lane.
It's their counter siege that's just so scary.
Yeah.
Because even when, you know, Avant feels like they're ahead, I mean, what do they do? Unless they can dive Bomb and reliably burst him instantly, which is obviously what Rekt wants to do, right? He's gone Void Staff as his next major item after that Frost Queen's Rabidons. He just wants to do as much damage as possible, and Destiny as well. He's got the QSS now, so not going to get caught up by too much CC, but he's got the Infinity Edge, not going for the lifesteal straight away. He just wants to have as much damage as he can.
Yeah. I don't think it's a bad choice. He definitely needs the damage.
Oh, flashes forward. Oh, the flash immediately from Bomb as the hook came out.
I'd call that a win for Blind Turkey. I think realistically, Bomb should have just tried to juke it. I don't know if they
I get scared if someone's going to throw a flash at you, though.
Yeah, but
they
a flash
mean business
on this Anivia when your team's nearby, I would almost call unnecessary. In saying that, better safe than sorry. Blind Turkey, pretty scary. He's been hitting all of his hooks.
He's very, very strong in the channel. Even from the OCS, Blind Turkey's always been very good at this thresh. I think he's an excellent pickup for any OPL team, and AV have done well. Destiny holding his own here as well in the AD carry position. As a support player, I mean, this guy's got 60 CS on his lane opponent, and that is what they shouldn't necessarily be good at. Definitely doing work. Oh, Frey almost gets hooked. Some more spooky Ghost Co out. And the siege is now on for Hellions. Cookie landed it.
Is because they're split pushing at the same time. That bottom lane turret probably going to be the first to fall if we're going to look at what goes between top and bottom. Malaz says no, though.
Yeah, Malaz just eats himself a Fiora. Delicious. Turret going to help out, but I don't think that Ryu is going to be dying anytime soon. Walls put down. Sonic Wave going to land. We're back to the dance one more time, Rusty.
I feel like the dance will continue until something breaks as well. No one's going to change their strategy anytime soon. Avant stuck responding to Hellions, who are stuck sieging because they really have no other way to get into these turrets or to get back into the game. a team fight will break in an attempt to defend one of these turrets, you would have to imagine, from Avant. But it depends on if Avant break first and just commit to a fight, or if Hellions can continue this poke battle and actually get themselves the turrets.
Well, Shelby going to take himself a lantern to get out. Another Frost Queen's claim coming through as wrecked.
They're not going to stay.
He is the essence of a glass cannon right now, this LeBlanc. Blind Turkey gets caught out just a little. The ultimate from Denny, and he's looking for Shelby, gets him out of there.
The lantern back in.
Yep. Some giggles.
Not that funny.
Yeah, from everyone. Yeah, that seemed like it must have been pretty funny. I don't know.
I can't believe that pink ward doesn't spot the other ward too. It's a bit weird.
Shelby though, it's going to clear out some vision. Yeah,
that's amazing.
Neither of them see each other. Well, that's how it works, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't even worry about it, guys. Yeah, don't worry. The Flay comes back in. The heal comes out though as Bomb. He's going to get egged one more time. The double knock-up. Massive damage onto that egg as Blind Turkey still somehow alive. Malaz, the Abyssal Voyage towards the top lane, is going to sacrifice the inner turret so they get what they were looking for. But this is massive. Ryu may even be able to take an inhibitor here.
He shouldn't be able to take anything further. Of course, it means that Avant can't go to the Baron. It forces them to address middle and bottom where the minions are. But Bomb dies again. Denian and the rest of Hellions, they decide to go for top. And it's a slow game. But every time that Avant pulled the trigger, Hellions actually find a successful trade from it. Ryu may go down here, though.
He gets eaten. The hook is going to be available there as Blind Turkey doesn't find it. Nice use of the dodge to get out of the way as Destiny, he's just going to use the culling once again, secure himself the kill. So they grab themselves another 10 kills to 8 now in favor of Avant. But it's what you said, Rusty. I mean, the important part is the fact that they're the ones picking up the objectives. And you can see, let's have a look at this again. Bomb just so dead.
Yeah, the fact that Blind Turkey lives, Destiny using his heal, Turkey using his own shield as well from his items. And the exhaust was the biggest thing. Bomb could not do the damage that he needed.
Yeah, well, Dragon is going to fall. Denian has got a Banshee's Veil now, so they're not going to get hooked as Frey finds some autos onto Malaz. And a Mystic Shot, casually. Shelby looking for a flank play. Yeah. Bomb doesn't have egg.
He's not in position to flank, though, because Hellions are always pushing. He is now, though.
Yeah, Blind Turkey wants to threaten the hook. Frey in trouble, gets knocked up immediately. Hook comes down, but he flashes out of the way. True Shot Barrage comes through, hits Wrecked, and does a heck of a lot of damage. Blind Turkey's going to pick himself up some souls and they'll be about their business, but didn't use too much on the side of AV.
It's a slow game. Avant are really struggling to get their way in. They've got the team fighting, they've got the damage well and truly there, but they just haven't got their way past Bomb and the rest of Hellions. They've found their way past Bomb, but the second they kill that Anivia, they haven't actually worked out what to do next.
Yeah.
As they've also got to deal with a blue Ezreal and a split-pushing Fiora.
And the map, because they just seem to be losing the map at the moment. Ryu always able to threaten these turrets and things like that afterwards.
Yeah. Their vision's great. It's just actually being in the right lane at the right time.
Yeah. Malaz does have himself a Voyage available, as he puts himself in the way of Hellions.
It's fast too.
Yeah.
The old frog.
The old dead man's plate frog. Love it. Eats himself. Do you love how proud of himself he looks when he has a minion in his belly? It's like, oh yeah, see what I did?
Toasty.
Yeah. Well done, Tom Kench.
Look at you, man.
You ate that minion really, really well. Wave going to get trimmed in the bottom lane.
Brilliant mechanics.
Yeah. Nicely done.
Look at the moves. Avant now actually have control of the map.
Somehow.
Top pushing, bottom pushing. Now they're working and controlling mid. Hellions are now the ones that feel a little bit like the onus is on them to engage, or at least get that control back, because the top turret will go down to that stack of minions. It's just monstrous.
Oh, minion. Denian, sorry, just got scuttled as Cookie is going to be able to lock down the Rift Scuttler. Hook going to land onto Bomb one more time. Has to flash out of the way. Didn't have his egg, of course. Another big deal hook from Blind Turkey as he finds another one onto Denian. A lot of damage back. Uses the ult. Everyone's untargetable, but Shelby in a decent position. Cookie going to kick him out of the fight as Denian now so low. The Prey Seeker's not going to be enough. Wrecked goes in. Not even going to die. He does eventually as the shutdown does come in, but Bomb gets it from the grave. Cookie going to die as well. AV They are team fighting so nicely right now as Destiny looking for a kill onto Frey. Piercing Light not going to be enough as Chelby underneath an inhibitor turret before the inner's even gone down. The outer's even gone down.
Destiny and the rest of Avant one more time. They team fight. Seemingly much more experienced than that of Hellions, who just seem like they're just not on one page.
Yeah.
The confusion is just getting to them. Chelby now working the bottom turret, and just like that, the lead is gone.
Done. Completely done. This is an AV lineup that had their base broken. Inhibitor turret down in the mid lane, but let's see this one again, and it's just Blind Turkey.
Every
he starts
single time.
them so nicely.
Blind Turkey is hitting every hook. He is so on point with that skill shot. He doesn't cease to impress. Ryu, that's the third hook in a row, knocked into the box. He takes a lot of damage. Frey's just stuck in the back line dealing with it, because Blind Turkey's just a monster on this Thresh.
Complete monster. Wrecked also, he did his job, right? He was the glass cannon assassin, got into the back line, landed his Mimic Distortion, and killed Bomb with his Ignite. He may have died for it pretty much immediately, but that's what he's got to do. Got to kill the priority target.
His purpose was achieved.
Exactly.
I will say that much. Bomb, his goal is to not die, whereas Rex's goal is to kill people and get a positive trade before they evidently will try and kill you next.
Yeah. And Destiny as well has 450 CS and 6 items.
Yeah, Destiny is super far ahead.
It's a big deal.
That last hitting is up there with some of the best at the moment.
Damn straight.
It's a statement.
It definitely is, but does have to put his face pretty far into these fights in order to get his damage off, and we'll see whether he's going to be able to do so. We saw in the last fight, got a lot of work done. And Chelby, always looking for the flank play, always looking for the engage if he can. Always what we love to see out of this guy. It's proactivity in a jungler.
Honestly, Malaz being with Tahm Kench is such a game-changing factor as well. He's just too tanky.
Yeah, you can see our observers, they also believe in Blind Turkey's hooks as we got the zoom out as soon as that skill went out. Not going to find the target this time. Waiting for that cooldown. Oh, not going to find it that time either. The tongue lash was not there either as Frey takes a fair bit of damage. Denian, a third of his health bar from that culling. Yeah, Chelby standing on top of a pink ward, doesn't mind about it too much as now AV on the pushback.
Avant, again, they've found control, and this is the problem for Hellions because the top
minion waves as well.
Exactly, they're controlling the side waves. Hellions are grouping up as 5 members, and every time they group up, it's giving Avant the chance to deal with sideways. Rek'Sai's got that ultimate, Malaz has his ultimate, and the teleport. Funnily enough, Avant being able to win team fights with 2 of their ultimates being non-damaging ones is impressive.
Yeah. Destiny almost has the culling back up as well, when Hellions haven't been able to get a lot of that health back that they lost originally from that particular skill. Chelby tries his luck on the other side of mid lane. He's now heading back down, but the Dragon's up. That'll be 4th for AV. As Chelby, he's going to start it. Pulls it out of the pit there as well, and we'll see whether Avant can hold off on the Hellions.
The Dragon's nice. Dragon number 4 is not going to be too great, but it's 1 closer to 5. What you want here as Avant is the Baron. It stops Bomb's ability to actually deal with... Oh, sorry. Yeah, Bombs to deal with the minions.
Yeah. Oh, Cookie is going to spot out Chelby here. Malaz comes down to help him out. Q lands. Doesn't want to steal this one away. As that is going to be Dragon number 4 for Avant. A very real opportunity for a number 5 here in 6 minutes, as this game has been going relatively slowly, Rusty.
It has. Definitely has been going slowly. Look towards the carries, though, of this Avant lineup. There's only 2 of them, whereas you're looking at 3 from Hellions, so team fights comes heavily down to execution. I'm not trying to be funny. Stop it.
Hey man, Flame Horizon achieved from Destiny, the former support. 110 CS in the lead.
I hate that term.
The Flame Horizon?
Yeah, it's
not all that relevant now.
It's just not correct either. Like, Flame Horizoning is, yeah, sure, it's 100 CS, but does it by himself. Like, I don't know.
It's also about divvying farm, isn't it, really? Because you can see there's a massive CS lead in the top lane, 80 CS in favor of Ryu, just because Malaz has been sacrificing it. Destiny been taking a lot of the resources on this map. And now he'll need to sacrifice it because he's got nothing else to spend money on.
He may as well stop farming. We'll leave it at the flat 500. It's a good number.
Yeah, we're done.
OCD, feel a bit better about it.
Very much.
725 as well.
Yeah.
Okay, the cooldown induction boots, never mind. I would almost get a Trinity Force if I were him instead of the CDR boots and actually round out my item build like that.
Yeah, I'd like it. Bit of extra movement speed as well. You're not paying for missing the boots too much.
Yeah.
And you're, 40% CDR Lucian.
And you stay at 40.
You're going to be skating anyway, aren't you?
Yeah.
Ooh, Ryu.
I don't know if he can.
What's he looking for here?
I just don't know if he can. In fact, I'm certain he can't. He can't kill him, so he's just watching.
Is he waiting for...
Bye, Malaz.
Okay.
Oh.
So he's going to be behind the minion wave now. The back's coming in. The rest of the team now making their way over there as well as Ryu. He's going to get eaten, delivered potentially to Rekt and Destiny. That's going to be a lot of damage. Oh, he may have made the mistake. Rekt is able to lock down the kill. The cullings come out. Frey, what are you doing there? As the ultimate from Denian is going to keep him alive, but not for long as the shutdown comes in. And that was a huge ball drop from the Hellions.
What was that? What are you doing? You can't 1v1 him. You can't 1v5 him because Avant are going to be there because you're at their base.
If you can't 1v1, you probably can't 1v5. I think
he mistimes the riposte as well with Rekt's ultimate. Sure, that's great. Blind Turkey, it's another hook. Good things from Avant. But I just don't understand.
Well, Avant going to turn this one around, grab themselves the Baron. Now try and move through and take the base. This is where things get hard, of course, because Anivia does pretty well killing minions, but Baron-empowered minions might be a little bit more difficult to do, and we'll see whether Avant can carry this one through, because it's been a slugfest, most definitely for Avant. 46 minutes into this game.
Avant have complete control with this Baron buff. All it's going to take is Blind Turkey to hit a single hook. They've got the potential for 1-3-1 as well. Chelby's a better split pusher than that of the Rek'Sai. Of the Tahm Kench in terms of damage output onto the objectives as well.
Yeah,
the fact that 3 people have addressed that, they can get this mid turret.
They're looking for it. Destiny takes a lot of damage from Bomb. Have to be careful there, make their way back from this turret now. Still a lot of respect has to be given to the Hellions.
It's going to be slow. It isn't Anivia after all.
That is true. Man, Destiny, the second proc of his Light Slinger, still deals 1,200 damage as Chelby maybe caught out just a little bit. Grand Challenge down, but just going to tunnel his way out. Sonic Wave not going to find the target.
I guess that was just to scare them out of the jungle.
Yep.
A lot of people now, whereas we're above the 70k gold mark, are hitting their maximum level of items. No one can really go above and beyond the power that they're at now.
Rekt, for example, now at 6 items.
Yeah, and he had a pretty rough laning phase, to say the least, so
yeah,
the perfect example as...
Look at this guy. Look at this frog guy. Or fish guy. That is a lot of tankiness.
So many bars, he may as well be a prison.
Exactly. Couldn't see out of it.
I was going to go with Vegas, it just didn't feel as appropriate.
Oh, damn. No, I liked it.
I think prison's got more bars.
I don't know.
Just quietly.
When is Vegas less appropriate than prison?
Right now.
Well, Turkey might be caught out here as the stun is going to land. Sonic Wave's there as well, but Cookie doesn't want to go in. There's the Frost Queens. Bomb lacking a bit of health, but he can definitely clear minion waves. Malaz continues to split push on the bottom side. This game still hanging on. A knife edge, it feels like, even though there is a 5,000 gold lead, but at 48 minutes, I mean, what does gold even mean?
Exactly.
6 items are on almost everyone.
Like, it may be a gold lead, but the gold lead is essentially irrelevant when you've all got your items. So
yeah.
What I was getting at before is everyone's at their max power. So a team fight is at max capacity. It's coming down
maximum capacity.
Oh, power. It's going to be about execution from Bomb and Frey exclusively almost now from Hellions, and then compare that to Destiny and Rekt. It's going to be difficult for Hellions, I will say, gold lead aside, because it is irrelevant. the team composition that Avant have got in place. You can't get through this brick wall that is Malaz.
Yeah.
Malaz. And, I mean, Blind Turkey and Shelby are just as tanky, really.
And imagine if he had a 5th Dragon as well, which is now live. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why we're having this dance in the river. Spooky Ghosts out one more time. Blind Turkey and Malaz soaking those ones up. Death Sentence not going to land. As Avant, they've started this one. In goes Denny, and he's found Wrecked and Destiny. That's a decent start to this fight, but he immediately gets exploded. Bomb in trouble. The culling does so much damage as Destiny is untouched in the backline. The egg is going to get destroyed. That is all she wrote, ladies and gentlemen. Avant! What a team fight and what a game from this team.
It's not over just yet. They do need to finish with Ryu. They should be able to walk down that middle lane and finish with 50 seconds on most of these members of Hellion. They've got tanky enough team compositions to finish, I would hope. They're now working around having those minions in the bottom lane. And Hellion's, Denian tried to engage for them. He really did, but no one else was on the same page as Blind Turkey. This guy barely misses hooks when it matters.
Oh, beautiful Thresh play for his debut in the OPL as well. Fantastic work. Destiny farming up an absolute storm, but AV, they're going to crush these Nexus turrets like butter. The Nexus going to follow as Destiny, you got to be hitting those, man. Culling doesn't do damage, but he's more than happy to win his first game here in the OPL. Even flashes onto the Nexus, and congratulations to AV. What a game.
That was a great game from Avant. They showed that they have what it takes to come back from a deficit. They were looking like they were in a lot of trouble. It was a slow bleed out, essentially, and they found a way to actually cauterize it. They were good.
They certainly were, and it just looked so incredibly dangerous. I mean, Bomb was taking control of that mid lane. We'd heard time and time again that if Bomb manages to get ahead, it really looks like good things for Hellions, but Avant, they just held on. The tenacity of this team looked incredible.
It definitely did, and I mean, the carries across the board from Avant really stepped up where required as well. So for a first match from Avant, very impressive.
Yeah, it certainly looked good, but we are going to throw it over to the analysis desk to let them break down this game.
Thank you so much, Atlas. And that was a pretty big slugfest, we have to say. 15 minutes later, we are through the other end. And starting at picked bands, where else would you want to start? We were actually kind of confused by the last pick that came out of Avant because it didn't really make much sense to us, Pastry Time.
Yeah, it was LeBlanc, which is a perfectly fine pick. A good champion for Rect, of course, but the matchups are so-so, I guess. It's not too bad. You do have some kill pressure, but Anivia's passive is pretty annoying in that regard. And just against the other people, against Poppy, against Fiora, and some of the tankier members, and Ezreal, who's always getting away from you, it's kind of hard to do anything in the mid-game.
And I think we saw that out of Rek, but what we also saw was a little bit more of patient play. Starting at the start of the fight, we actually have a replay to show you guys because it looked like Hellions were very much on the same page. And I'm going to throw this one back to you, Pastry, because it looked like their communication coordination was quite good.
Yeah, they were doing the right things. They drafted a comp that looks very comfortable for them, but we'll get this clip going here and see just how much work Denny can actually do on Poppy with the W. So Turkey going to get engaged here. Denny pops up the W. And now no one's getting in. Rek going to get kicked there as well. And just a very good front-to-back almost here from Hellions. Barrage goes in. Ryu still tanking. Does get out there with a nice little flash. And Avant is trapped in this zone that they don't want to be in. You can see, don't want to walk through Denny because his W kind of makes it impossible. Blue Ezreal's going to slow you. Bomb's going to slow you up. And then Cookie with a great Q there with that nice little ward goes in for it. They jump in on Destiny. He's going to go down. Rek will get chased over the other side eventually. Although he does go back in for Cookie, I believe, and then get himself killed. As Hellions do sort of disengage the fight that Wrecked. He's going to keep hunting. Does go in for Denian, but it'll cost him here as a nice little charge throws in. Frey going to come and clean up the fight. And again, really solid stuff. That's exactly what your Anivia Poppy comp is supposed to do. Get your Blue Ezreal in there slowing, put your zones down, get Poppy in there, put your tanks in the front line, and just play through choke points. And Dragon right there is a perfect spot to do it.
And, you know, when we looked at this comp, we were like, they have great split pushes, but the four-man unit, I think they underestimated how much damage they do to the neutrals, right? You were saying, get Ryu into the bottom lane, try and control the rest of the map with Anivia, but they just kept going into the mid lane.
Yeah, when they started grouping in the mid lane, that's when they gave up pressure, and that's when they let AV back to the game. They really had to keep it at the split push game, because the longer you just stay grouped in the mid lane, the more chance that more likely you're going to get hooked in the mid lane. So that was basically the only way they were going to lose, and they went with it.
I feel like they got baited by the mid in here that's just juicy and open, because they were like, oh, we want it, and they just like kept going for it, and they're like, okay, this seems fine for us. Not really threatened by Anivia pressure.
And as soon as they grouped up, one dude stood up for us, and it was Blind Turkey. You know, we talked about him a lot in the cast itself, but giving some respect to this guy. First time on the OPL stage, able to come there on what is obviously a comfort pick for him. But I think we have another replay to just show how much work this guy is going to put in on the Thresh. Right, I'm going to give this one to you, and it was a pretty well-coordinated fight.
Yeah, so as we roll the clip, we just see Blind Turkey have a blind of a hook right here. Hooks in Denny, and basically, I don't know why Hellion re-engages. They were fine. They could have just started wave clearing, but as soon as they decided to go back in, this is when they let Avant make picks and just slowly but surely, pick them off.
Yeah, and the thing is, right, as soon as Denny gets hooked, he has to pop his W, because otherwise the Thresh flies into the backline, is able to get a lot of things done. So that isn't available. Wreck, Human Cannonball, gets into the backline, explodes people. And that was when the Avant Garde lineup started looking very good. So what do we take from this game? Is Avant happy with the late game victory? Do you think they're going to change it up? Is Hellion going to change towards more of an early game comp?
I think they'll both change. The Korean duo kind of did what we expected. Good pressure early from Cookie and Bomb. Avant played well late game, but I think they'd prefer to get ahead a bit earlier. In general, Hellions picked themselves into a weird spot and then just deviated from the plan. Never deviate from the plan.
Execute on the plan, guys. That's what it seems to be. That is game one done, but we do have a second one just around the corner.